Hi guys. Alright, so now, um, there comes a point in time where I'm kind of like, okay, even though I know to just go ahead and let her cry it out, I'm kind of feeling like, okay, even though they teach us to do this, the more and more that she's doing this, it contradicts CPS's own if they cry longer than 15 minutes. So it puts you in a spot where you can't really do what they're asking you to do in parenting classes, because if they cry longer than 15 minutes because they're throwing a tantrum, which is exactly what Mary's doing, she's throwing a tantrum, then the visit's going to end. So at this point, um, mother finally puts Isabella down and props Isabella her milk bottle with a Batman blanket that Mom brought from home. Mom is now allowing Mary to color. I like how they say that. Mom is now allowing. Like I wasn't before. Tony finally calls and informs Kimberly that he has arrived with the plastic silverware, so the children are taken back to the break room to eat ice cream and cake. The children make a mess of themselves with ice cream and frosting the cake. Caseworker helped Kimberly by cleaning up Mary's and Aden's hands after having ice cream and cake. Kimberly offered caseworker ice cream and cake, which caseworker left in the fridge. So I did offer it to her. She did obviously take it and put it in the fridge. And I left it there because I asked her because I'm like, we're having cake and ice cream. It'd kind of be rude for me not to offer the caseworker cake and ice cream. So I viewed it as, me being rude. I mean, the food is different, but, I wasn't eating the food, but cake and ice cream, it was what it was. The break room was cleaned and taken back to the visit room. This was a very good visit, but very stressful since Mom brought Aden too many gifts. Mom said that Aden's birthday party did not turn out like she was wanting the birthday party to turn out. Kimberly mentioned Christmas would be a whole lot better and better prepared. Caseworker spoke to Kimberly in regards to Miss Glover's concerns with Isabella breaking out and red, watery eyes after the visit, and if Kimberly could wash the blanket every time Kimberly brings it to the visit. Kimberly stated that the blanket has nothing to do with Isabella's red and watery eyes, but that Isabella was starting to get sick. Isabella did have a pretty bad cough and sounded congested. So let me repeat this. And this is something else I'm going to bring to people's attention. You will be amazed at how Glover causes problems. She claimed, no, not directly in order, but these are Glover's complaints that were taken seriously and put the blame on me instead of holding Glover accountable for her BS bullshit. The scratch on Mary's face, or Isabella's face, I'm sorry. Mary didn't have scratches, but not for the same reasons Isabella does. The scratches on Isabella's face. Those were blamed on me, or she tried to blame those on me, when she herself neglects Isabella because she doesn't clip her fucking nails. Then she tries to say because her eyes had a lot of junk on them, rather than take her to the doctor and, I don't know, get an opinion. And she said, oh, well, I think Isabella has syphilis. And what the fuck does the caseworker do? Yeah, Aden had syphilis. Aden, if you ever watch this, you don't have syphilis, honey. You don't have any STD, okay? And nor does your mother, okay? So I got lucky because your dad and your stepdad decided that they were going to sleep around on me, and I got very, very lucky, especially the way your mom is. I got very, very lucky. But no, you do not have syphilis. You do not have any STDs, okay? Now, the third complaint would have been when we went to the doctors. Yeah, she caused shit problems too. She caused problems there too. And then now she wants to say, oh, well, her eyes are red and watery. Could you wash the blankets before the visits? And I was going, I've had enough. I've had enough of her bullshit. This is it. This is like for stupid, bogus shit, and CPS is not reining them in. If it were me, I would have said, look, it's harassment, because she's repeatedly allowed to make false complaints, because CPS doesn't do their job and say, look, Glover, we're not putting up with this. Okay? You don't know, because we really don't. Diaper rash, I forgot, diaper rash was blamed on me. Diaper rash and herb bottles. And there's probably a couple more that I'm forgetting. But Glover has made my life a living hell by making false complaints. And guess what? She's allowed to, because the department never, ever stops her. Now, when she tries to blame the eyes on me, they go, oh, well, I said, look, she's probably getting sick. Her eyes are red, they're watery, she's probably getting sick. And I told them that because, I don't know, I pay attention to my kids, and if I think something's wrong, I try to get them to the doctor. The only time that my kids had trouble getting to the doctor is when, after I was brutally, okay, almost lost my life. And rather than, I don't know, help someone, or, I don't know, do the social services thing and help them with resources to get on their feet, here's a piece of paper. Yeah, we can't help you get into a place. Yeah, just whatever. Okay? No, that's not how it should go down. Let me call, let's get you a place. Yeah, let's help you. Let's get you on your feet. Let's do it. Okay? But it turns out she was getting sick. Duh. I know you think I'm to blame for everything, or that I'm not accepting, problems, but you're not reining Glover in. You're not stopping the bogus bullshit. You're doing nothing proactively to stop false complaints from coming in. Funny how you want to stop false complaints when it's not, when it's me trying to say, hey, this is basically bullshit, or when it's actually Mary, but it is what it is. And I'm actually going to read this first, and then I'm going to go down to my favorite part, okay? So I will see you guys in just a little bit.